Welcome back, everyone. Today I bring you a 2v2 game. So, something completely different from what I normally do. Because me and Stahlbrecher, as you can see, played in the 2v2 tournament that was, and this video will be released last weekend. The 2v2 Swiss style tournament. So, we had 5 rounds, and like every team played in every round, so it's not like you dropped out if you lost. It's just that you got like 1 point for a win, half a point for a draw, and no points for a loss. I think there were actually no draws, if I remember correctly. And yeah, so everybody got to play all the 5 rounds, and it was just a 1-day tournament. I think it took 6 hours. So yeah, it was definitely long, but also very cool. And this is our second game we played. First game we were destroyed by BMP3 and BMD3 spam on Cyrus, which, if you don't know, is an absolute ass map because it's basically just a giant open field. And yeah, well, apparently Soviet divisions are borderline broken due to especially 27th and 26th together, because you have 27 with their BMP that are outranging you, and then you have the BMD3 that are doing giga damage, and then obviously 76 also gets a shit ton of BMD2s and air spam, and also extremely good infantry. And so yeah, it was just painful and didn't go anywhere. It just bashing our heads in. Stahlbrecher was playing 5e and as well, and I was playing 2nd Panzer Grenadier, but there was just no chance. So we went into the second game. I wouldn't say demoralized, but obviously because we knew that Cyrus would be our worst map, especially if they banned 3rd Armored, and they did ban 3rd Armor. Like, you had your big 4 divisions beforehand, and you could only play one divisions that you picked. So we had only those 4 divisions available, and then 1 division was banned by your enemies, and so you picked 2 of the 3 divisions that were left. So the second game was on Albion, and we practiced on Albion. We won against Kunta, which was a pretty cool map as well. I didn't upload it because I didn't, want to show our cards. Though, yeah, then we also played 3rd Armored and 5e, though we played from the other side, so from there. And our enemies also played different divisions. In this case, you can see 27Y was still in. We banned 76 this time because well, already in the first game I said maybe we should ban it, but then we decided for something else. So this time we were like, okay, we need to ban 76. It's still so unbelievably broken because you get so much shit. It can just flood the field with endless amounts of infantry and BMDs. Sure, they have like no tanks, but that doesn't matter if you just can't get close to them anyway, because there's like 5 BMDs in every tree line. And because I think our enemies banned TKS, which was weird on this map, because you can see it's still fairly open. You have this yeah, little, I don't know what this is supposed to be, like a command area, I guess, near the airfield. And there's a bit of city fighting going on, but you can already see outside of that it's just, again, giant open field, more or less. So TKS doesn't really do anything, and then the only 2-point sector on the left, oh, sorry, is also fairly open. Sure, you have the woodlands here, but no one really want to play TKS in the forests. That's not really where it shines. So yeah, so we just picked 5e and 3rd Armored, and so yeah, if you can't read, it's like 27Y and 56, because the VTV symbols and also the standard Soviet signs symbols are pretty hard to discern on YouTube, I know, because of the resolution. And yeah, so our strat, as we already played it in our little practice game against Kunta, and I can't remember who the other guy was, so sorry to the other guy, was to focus on Delta and Echo, because, well, as I said, outside of them, there's basically an open field, so if you take them, holding them is fairly easy. While on the other hand, of course, yeah, this is a 2-pointer, but it seems, at least in our mind, it seems to be easier to get into here than it is to get into those sectors once your enemy has taken them. Because just, you know, there's so many buildings here where the enemy can hide ATGMs and so on and so forth. Here it's fairly predictable where your enemy will be. Here those are, I think this is supposed to be the missile silo. So you have like the 2 buildings here and then the ones further back. But that's it, and then the forest lines as well, obviously. So yeah, you can see heavy focus on the right hand side for us. A little bit some units for the left, just in case our enemies also don't have anything there, so we can take advantage of that and secure the sector, or at least contest it. See, I'm starting with a sniper there, sniper and tow 2 in the center, because here it's basically completely open, so you rarely see people push through here. See, Stahlbrecher also supporting me with a Tarask and a infantry squad on the left hand side. He also has a Tarask and an infantry squad, and I have a fire team Dragon in the Redleys. Also an AMX-10 from Stahl into here. Yeah, then on the right hand side he has 2 AMX-10s. See, going here and here. I also have a recon Bradley forward deployed, and a sniper going into this building here, because I want to know what is going on in those forest lines. I mean, not like I will see anything, right? As a, what is this, 700 meters away, and as if recon would be spotting anything low. And tow 2, but here do I think I will remove it, because tow 2s are pretty expensive. No, it's the whole problem I talked about with 82nd Airborne as well. Everything is super expensive. The difference is just with the third armor that you know, your infantry is also expensive, and on the one hand it's worse, but on the other hand you get a tow 2 with every infantry squad with the Bradley. Yes, let's see, 2 fire team dragons as well, going into the left-hand sector on the airfield. Stahl was mainly taking the right one. Then also 2 engineer dragons, 250 cows, and a chaparral. And you can see like a lot of infantry from Stahl, 2 AMX-30 Brennesses, command 2 Tarasks. So yeah, also like no long-range AA from us or anything, because we were assuming, or we mostly were assuming in a tournament that we don't need early long-range air defense. It's if you need something early, like the early air defense is always against helicopters. I deployed an additional chaparral just in case. And I wanted to have 20 points spare, so that I can buy in F-15 first tick. Also see I added a Stinger on the left hand side. And yeah, so now game started. Took a bit of time for us to get our stuff down and our strategy and everything like that. Oh yeah, also started with the CEV. Because I removed the tow 2. Took in the CEV as well, because it's very good against infantry. Spot a plane flying around, so I assumed it's a fighter. Stahl said that they, at this point, said they might be scared of a heli rush from us, and I was thinking to myself, well, but why would they? Maybe they are doing a heli rush, and then that's a second where I saw the Mi-24s left and right. I was like, well, okay, that sucks, because the Tarask is obviously very good, but it's problem is it's not forward deployed. So my sniper here is a bit caught in the open. Left hand side, well, it's the same problem. Our stuff is caught in the open, and the Tarask and my Stinger will take a long time before they arrive. Here I moved my sniper too early back into the building. I was hoping the Mi-24 would focus on the AMX-10, but obviously Stahl already retweeted it. Bought in the A-15 immediately, tried to go in for the Mi-24, but both Mi-23 dive me and I didn't get a hit on the Mi-24. Get hit by the Mi-23s. Though then luckily the 40% ECM finally kick in and they miss all their shitty missiles and come into range of the guns too late. Also, I think my chaparral hit him here at least once. Gets in another shot, but he unfortunately warps out of there. So the Mi-24 on the right hand side went down. Left hand side it gets routed, but killed my sniper before that, so that was unlucky. Though we did get the middle. And we were held up, obviously, on this side for quite some time, but we are still able to get most of our forces in. Yeah, my Bradley was routed, so that sucked. It was routed for a very long time. Enemy already captured the left-hand sector, so that puts them at a +1, but once we capture this sector here, it will be equal. BMP2 going down to my Bradleys. TADBV back there. So already pretty heavy deployment from them on this side as well. 50 kill, obviously not a good position. Now they're contesting the right sector too, so they're at a +2, which is not that good. Because as I said, the +2 sector here is the most valuable sector in the whole game, or the whole map. Meaning that this is one of the slow tick maps. So +2 early on is pretty painful. My Bradley here went down to the Conquerors. I'm pretty sure the AMX-10 snipes it. Yeah, it will snipe it. And now 2 meta squads here, both with the free vet from 56. So we will lose this zone here, or in the sense of we can't contest it, there's too much from the enemy here. But this tells us that we can go pretty hard here, especially after Stahl's Jaguar snipes off the command vehicle there. That was a pretty important kill. Oh, sorry, I had to sneeze. Brad is here also doing good work. Jaguar unfortunately gets hit by a missile, has to retreat. Survives the second one though, that's pretty important. MiG-23s here have pretty good RNG with the missile, more or less. So you see a bunch of Grenadiers dying. And this sector is contested still, but we're slowly pushing them back. One BMP3 here. Yeah, not good news for my M113, but the Brandis should be able to deal with it, no problem. Also, my Engineer's Dragon here is there for some support. The Recon Bradley finally is not stunned anymore, or routed, so it can go back. Bradley's here target TADBV and Tunguska. Don't take it out of range in time, unfortunately. I spotted the infantry command going into the building, so we knew where it is and can now easily kill it off with all the Grenadiers and my Engineers. Engineer also getting the Dragon onto the BMP3, but the BMP3 has enough front armor to survive that. Just one of the big problems. Now the CEV pushes forward, but there's a Conquers them. Yeah, that was a bit painful. So big disadvantage of the CEV is that, I mean, on one hand they have a very long aim time, but the biggest disadvantage in my opinion is just that they don't have any smoke. But I still really like them for such city fights, because they can do so much damage once they get on target, it's insane. Like damage itself and then also the stun damage on top of that is oof. And yeah, you can see now there's no point tick anymore, though they have enough points to win at this point if they just... I mean, if they just abandon this and hold the center and alpha sector, we're pretty fucked. Because you can see how far this point here is away. There's no way for us to push through all of this. What we could do is maybe reroute to the left, like use this forest line to put pressure onto Charlie. But I mean, if they just put some basic defenses up here and then focus on Charlie and Alpha, it should have been possible for them to put up a good defense. But this is not what they decide to do, so they decide to attack us here and get back into the zone, which I also I was happy about, because the game didn't turn into a boring grind fight. But an Apache rocket to support for the left-hand side, but unfortunately he was in 2 fighters. Goes in for the strafe, but then he does a mistake of instantly retreating. One F-15 was repairing, but I had enough points for another one, and so I snipe off one MiG-23. With RNG on the missiles as well. And so Apache rocket lost is painful, but at least getting one MiG-23 in return is okay. TDBV here taking quite a lot of damage. Bren is most likely dying to the Conqueror Sam. Oh no, oh, got out of range in time. That's very good. Marking some ATGM positions on the left, I think. Yeah, I lost 2 engineer squads here. Yeah, I was trying to get them into the forest line, but there was a recon BMP2 here, and it just destroyed me. Get the Stingers into the center, because they were liking the helicopters quite a bit, and the Taras are already dying, and I mean, the Stingers are very good. So why not use them? Bradley here was a bit ambitious against this blob here. Smoked it off and retreated. Bradley here needed to get repaired, so this took even more time. So you can see he got rotted in the beginning and obviously damaged, and so 8 minutes later almost, and it's still not in the battle again. Scouts here need to retreat because they're getting pushed and spotted by the Spetsnaz GRU. Very strong unit as well. I was deploying some more units to the center because I had the impression that it was fairly weak. And yeah, so why not try something? Because as I said, we need to get some points and we're not going to get anything done here. And for the left-hand side, we also have no units there and we're pushed out completely, basically. While in the center, we at least had some units there already. And yeah, I mean, we also know that on the left-hand side, there are already quite a few units, while the center doesn't have a lot of units. Like, basically not any units at all. But the problem is obviously that there's a pretty big attack starting on the right-hand side. Dragon here. Oh, it was the meter 2 here, it's in the same building. I was wondering how my Dragon 2 had so much range. That was weird. But yeah, it's the meter 2 here in the building, getting a good kill on some AA vehicle. Another plane coming in. But now I have 2 Eagles that I can be alternating around. So one has to retreat off the field because of fuel. Getting the second one. Shai getting in the French Giga Howitzer. AMX of 1. Extremely good artillery piece, one of the best in the game. T80BV here gets sideshot by some ATGM. Not sure. I think it's this one because it's upvetted already. So this must have gotten the kill. Beautiful kill. There's a T80BV here now also getting hit quite a lot, but because infantry is already close enough, Milan 2 gets spotted and then killed off very quickly. MiG-23 dives in a bit too close, but he was lucky that my F-15 was like, on its return in this corner, on its circling back. So I miss it, and it gets out of range again, so sad. I don't want to dive it, obviously, because I know that there's some air defense here. So you can see I get off a missile and then instantly turn away again. He gets an Apache, yeah, the Apache ATGM, unfortunately. Here the F-15 kind of doesn't really turn into this MiG-23, but it gets some missiles off on this deflection shot there. Now trying to get onto MiG-23, but a little bit of a mismicro again. Not tight enough turn. Another MiG-23 coming in, so I decide to just retreat. I was already hit once, so I don't want to lose the F-15s too early. Like we have 2 tank divisions, so we are most likely the ones that will be better in the long game. Obviously 27Y also very good in the long game, but 56 starts to struggle. When they lose their T-62s with their ATGMs, only with BMP-2s left, even the BMP-2Ds, you know, they're not invincible or anything. So grinding it out is most likely better for us. So yeah, keeping the F-15s back. Chaparral also still alive, so that's good. Losing 2 Apaches already, obviously not good. That's very not good. You can see though an AMX-30B2 has arrived on the left-hand side, killed some Metis infantry. Brad is here pushing forward because I saw the BMP-2 get a kill. BMP-2 here gets hit, pretty heavily though. B-24 coming in. You can see now I'm trying to get the MUD in position. One Bradley here in the forest line died to something, not sure what. Concourse M killed on the right hand side, very important. Stingers gets a hit, and 2 hits actually, and kills it off, very very good. So the recon helicopters are dealt with. See, off one steadily firing and keeping our enemies suppressed. Second Apache ATGM arrives. Of course 70% missiles keep missing. Because why wouldn't they? But at least I forced him back. So that's good enough for me. Bran is dying, that's painful. Because you only get 4 of them are vetted. Here the AMX-30 unfortunately died, so I want to push it in to smoke off so that I can put my MUD inside the zone to at least neutralize it. But unfortunately it gets sniped by the Mi-24. Now there's some AA vehicle and a C-62 pushing across the hill. And my Bradley decided that like the AA vehicle was more important for Auto 2. Bruh. No idea why. But I guess it is what it is. Not sure, is this a cluster mortar already firing? I think so. Yeah, because that was obviously one very dangerous thing. 56 gets their cluster mortars, then can delete our tanks, no problem. And I mean, like his tanks, well, I mean, it costs 130 points, or the Brandnew costs a bit more. How much is 100? Yeah, 145 points. But I mean, my M1A1s, especially the HA, it costs 310 points. So getting that sniped by a cluster mortar is very painful. So we really had to watch out for that. Engineer Dragon here got repaired, and I forgot about it. Oops. But the Apache here now providing good support. And because the enemies have lost a lot of jets, they can't just dive in at this point with 2 of them. So yeah, that's what I meant when I said playing the long game, you know. It's very important. Yeah, obviously losing 2 Apaches was not good. But shooting down a bunch of planes in return was very important. The Metis dying on the left hand side, Me-24 in the middle dead, also very good kill. Yeah, now the Fireteam 84 here is obviously in a very bad position. I don't have enough AT to deal with the BMP-2 here though. The AMX-30B2 should be good enough. If it doesn't disappear in the forest line, that's obviously not good. Oh, no. Now it sees it again. And I think it got the kill. Yes, it got the kill. But obviously now it's like 40 minutes have gone by and we haven't gotten a tick, so that's not that good. You can see I'm reinforcing the center, because I was assuming that they would start pushing through here, because they had amassed quite a few BMP-2s and T-62s here. And yeah, falling behind even more was definitely not what we wanted to do. Here again you can see, 1 and 15 retreating, another one coming in. It's very important to keep up your air defense as 3rd Armored. Even though Stahle has already also brought in 2 Roland 3s, you know, better be safe than sorry. And also 56 has extremely good AT planes.
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
And then obviously also there are laser guided bombers. So yeah, as I said, better be safe than sorry. Always have 1 F-15 flying around. Infantry here coming in with an M1A1 as well, also an engineer squad. So this should be good enough to at least gain some ground here. And then maybe push further into Alpha. You can see also Stahl now bringing in more troops from my side also coming in. I brought in a cluster because I was thinking, well, you know, if you're just gonna sit there with a bunch of armored vehicles, I might as well buy my cluster artillery. Because that's kind of the point of it. Not in real life, obviously, because this is anti-infantry cluster and not anti-armor cluster. Well, yeah, why Eugen actually went for that design decision is a bit weird, but I don't even think it's that bad. It's just a weird decision. Cluster mortars here now you can see going onto the AMX-30B2, but Stahl quickly retreating it, so very well done by him. And the right hand side is we were just seeing that they were amassing troops, but nothing was happening, which is obviously worrisome, because it just means that once the attack comes in, it's going to be a lot of units. Apache luckily dodging the manpads. T-62 on the left hand side dying off, so very good. Apache getting hit once, though now Stahl tells me about it and I quickly retreated, because it's my last ATGM Apache and they're very potent and very important. Engineers here losing to the infantry in the forest, which, you know, is kind of fair enough. Still an ATGM in there, and I saw it and was like, okay, I should get over the hill fast enough, but I barely wasn't able to escape it with the Bradley. Very painful, because I don't have like endless amounts of Bradleys in my deck, because I also have wanted to take some 50 kills for cheap fire support and stuff like that, which is good, but limits your Bradley supply. Then the Bradley here gets killed off by close range infantry. Bruh. And the engineers here were routed, so they couldn't support it. Abrams here is very low, because it got, I don't know whether it got sideshot by the T-62 there, or whether T-62s just do incredible damage against M1A1s at close range. No idea. Now you can see more armored vehicles arriving on the right hand side again, or rather pushing into the open. Pretty sure they were there for a long time already. Apache needs to be repaired. Artillery coming in, I'm not sure, yeah, there might have been a Milan 2 in this building still, yeah, and flatten it, so that was bound to happen. Spetsnaz GRU sniping my M113, but now I'm in against the engineers and the CEV. It stands no chance. And even if the CEV can't get his gun on their enemies, if they're this close, they can still use their 50 cal, and the 50 cal is pretty good.
Enemy at 3 o'clock high.
Auf one brought in very close. Stahl really loves bringing his artillery like almost on the front line itself. M1A1 pushes through, but unfortunately gets instantly targeted down by a bunch of ATGMs. Makes sense. I put my artillery onto this little forest line there.
Artillery at your orders. Right up.
Did it already come in? Ah no, I retargeted it, yeah. Of course. Because the Tor retreated. So I thought I would retarget it a bit to get the little AA vehicle and the BMP-3. Jaguar-AT unfortunately goes on to the 2 fighters, and I didn't have my fighter up, so rip. Also, I wouldn't have wanted to dive in this much anyway, but could have at least caught like a one-off. Now cluster coming in. Only do a half salvo, because I don't want to waste a full salvo on it, and you can see like already, like what the fuck is this spread? Jesus Christ. Like everything went long, except for the last one that went directly in the middle. So that was a pretty horrible RNG on the spread there. That really sucked. Good thing I only played like 300 points for that. It is definitely strong, and I would say it's also worth its points, but if you then get shafted on the spread so much, that always just sucks. Then he somehow saw my M1A1 here in the open, guessed through some random squad in this tower there, so this one here gets artilleried, and I realize it too late. You see, I start moving it now, because I was sure it would be safe back there, but I guess you really have to move it behind the buildings, and the M1A1 gets sniped by the cluster mortars. That was really bad, but you can see on the left hand side, we are in the sector. So now we just need to get in a command, and then we can start getting our points back. We have an HA here, CV also still alive, AMX 10 from Stahl, AMX 30B2 and infantry, so the push here is really going well. Also brought in a Chaparral for some AA support. Right inside push starting, but I have the Apache here. Got hit once, but I mean whatever, it's getting good kills. Meat is definitely back on the menu, boys. M1A1 as well supporting, you can see beautiful kill list. Enemy just driving in without any smoke or tank cover, so that was... I really don't know what that was, like a smoke cover coming in now. Maybe that was just a bit of a miscommunication, and or mismicro, if the smoke and the push were from the same person. And they thought the smoke would come in earlier, but yeah, lost basically all their infantry there. Left hand side you can see we need to push them out of the forest here, because their command is most likely also here. It could also be in the corner back there, but I see people rarely. I think we've played the map like twice. But I wouldn't put the command into this forest line. We can also just put it here. T62 dying, obviously stands no chance against the name. It's 30B2 and M1A1 HA. HA missing though on this range. I mean, it's stressed out, but like, come on. That's 50 cal range. Bruh, please. M1A1 here also pushing up, but will most likely be sideshot by some ATGM. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, so that sucks. But honestly, whatever, we're pretty much have the right hand side on a lockdown. Apache got stunned, but luckily just barely was able to get AA truck killed off. Here now also fully stunned, gets killed on a BMP-3. I guess it's because it was a fairly close. And A1 quickly escaping an ATGM. A cluster waiting for some good targets, because there was a bit too much movement going on. Spot the command in the back line, not in the back line, but in the back of the sector. So keep the push up. You can see the CEV is super low, engineers also half health, but I really wanted to get the command if I could. Unfortunately, there's a meta squad there now, so that kind of stops my plans for the moment. But yeah, it's not that bad, because you can see we are on a +2 tick, and the right hand side is not gonna fall anytime soon, especially with more support from Stahl coming in. I think I will also, yeah, you can see also a few units of me also coming in. M270 being put on the T80 in the back there. And I mean, the push on the left hand side is still going slowly but surely. Just that OD infantry is a bit annoying, and the free wet of 56 definitely being painful to deal with. Though it's not like it's unfair or anything. It's like the thing that keeps the division alive. But it's definitely annoying to deal with. More fighters coming in to strafe the Apache, and you can see in this I'm in a position where both my Apaches are refueling or repairing, so that was a bit unlucky. Also Roland's weren't performing that well, only getting a kill after the fact, together with the Chaparral, so, you know, let's see where the... But they then double tap this MiG-23, so our enemies should definitely be running low on fighters now. Forgot to unload the 50 kills. Oopsie poopsie. Though he had to push out his command on the left hand side, so we are able to kill it off, and now we will be on a +4. And we already have enough points to win. Realized that I need to unload the 50 kills, lol. So we are already in a pretty good position. We've pushed him out of the left hand sector, and considering that we have killed off quite a few BMD2s, BMP2Ds and T62s, 56 should be running out of long-range stuff. They still have their AT and LGB planes, although depending on what they take, but I would assume that he at least has one of those tools. But they are definitely way more easier to defeat than a bunch of D62s and BMP2s, together with the BMP3s. Still very dangerous. Those were mostly deployed on the right hand side, the BMP3s and the T80BVs, and we have already killed a lot of them. So, left hand side, Chaparral dying to the cluster mortars. Painful, but it was the second one, so there's still one left. That's good, at least. And yeah, now it was about consolidating the line and preventing any enemy breakthroughs and pushbacks, because that would be really bad. Cluster has been reloaded, just waiting for some new targets to pop up. And now it's hard to decide, or like to get a feeling for where they're going to attack. I think a Bradley was sniped off here. Yeah, that's yikes. That's painful. Roland's here were being targeted by the cluster mortars. I think both died, because Stahl likes to keep them together. Yeah, both died. Ouchie. Yeah, try to spread your array a little bit further apart, so they can't be got by one artillery strike. And yeah, so the thing is, obviously we've killed a lot of stuff off, but depending on how they build their decks, they can have a lot of depth with BMPs, BMP2s and 3s, and everything in between. Though I think none of them has access to BMP1s. I think 27 doesn't even get them. And obviously also T80BVs, so there could be a big push still coming into here with a bunch of infantry. And I mean 56 gets very good infantry. Scouts now moving into here because Stahl wanted to get the T80B corrected shot on the T80BV here with his AMX Alpha 1. And you can see, yeah, corrected shot doing a lot of work here. 2 shots, and the 3rd shot will most likely kill it. Not if it has a horrible dispersion, but the 4th one gets it. Very nice. Put my cluster on the T62 there, just saw sitting at the back, so you know, why not take the opportunity? And you know, this is a cluster strike that goes more or less like expected. So nice kill. Just getting off, slowly grinding down 56 long range tools. And yeah, you can see here again some more infantry blobs starting out. And they can also, for example, just smoke off here. Like they tried with the first advance, it was just mistimed. So if they do it correctly next time, could still be in some trouble. Even though it is obviously looking very good for us, but you should never let your guard down. I have lost some M1A1s and Bradleys and everything like that, so it's not like we haven't taken any losses. Don't get too cocky. You can see still a few units there. Command deck coming in on the left hand side. Luckily it was spotted, so yeah, I marked it so that we can be prepared. Here Stahl was trying to counter battery. I think he even got the artillery here. I'm not completely sure. Maybe we can see the wreck. No, nothing there. Maybe he didn't. I definitely got some counter battery kills in the last game we played, but that was a destruction. Poor enemies. Command P4 gets killed in the left-hand zone, but that's not a problem because I already have a command M1A1 in the sector as well. So I had to upvet the M1A1HA, but now that the P4 was lost, I decided to retreat it to just keep it alive, so that it doesn't get killed off as well. That would have been a bit too dumb. Put the cluster on the blob here. You can see a bunch of BTRs and T80s, and again, like, just horrible scatter. Not even killing a single BTR, I think. Not even talking about, you know, killing T80s or something. Oh, that made me a bit sad. Enemies really making us wait. And this is really dangerous. Always, if you see your enemies not doing anything, most likely they're gearing up for some big-ass counterattack. I guess that's what they wanted to do. Like, they wanted to go for an all-in move when they had enough units, which is honestly not bad, because rather than like driving in piecemeal and using unit after unit, you just wait until we have a big unit blob and then you move them in all at once. You just shouldn't wait too long, because you see already we have over 1,000 points advantage, and as I said in the beginning, the point take on the map is really not that high, because the zones are not worth that much, so they can overwhelm this zone maybe, if they do it well. That still puts us at a +2. They would need to capture both zones to neutralize our capture of the left-hand zone. So, yeah, I think I understand that theory, but in practice, you just need to focus those zones at the beginning. I think that's the way to play the map. Which, I mean, the map is not a rank pool, so I guess not that important for 1v1. But if you play team games, you know, and you play the map, which, by the way, I think it's honestly pretty good. Definitely always focus those 2 points. It at least seems to be easier to get back into the left side. At least with the heavy equipment that we have, because you can see our enemy not really doing that, and they also don't really have a chance to push us back here. Brought in more infantry to cover up the open so that they can't flank us, because if they would flank from here, and from here, that's dangerous and painful. Right-hand side, I focus the Conqueror's M, because the Conqueror's M can do a lot of damage on my M1A1s. It's basically the most dangerous tool they have against my Bradleys. I would consider it even more deadly than the T80PV, because simply the Conqueror's M does so much suppression damage that one hit doesn't kill you, but it kind of mission kills you, because your tank is so suppressed that it won't do shit anymore. And now yeah, Bradley, M1A1, then another M1A1, so yeah, this is now again pretty much a totally failed attack. Engineer Dragon here has leveled up. Okay, interesting. Don't know what it has killed, but must have killed something out of dragons as well. Now they smoke and they are able to get in an RK gem command into the smoke, but I mean, my cluster is not repairing, rearming, so once it has rearmed, you can just delete this little sector here. And also Stahl also has his off ones. So, yeah, really desperate moves coming in from our enemies. 3 minutes until we win. If we push them out of here, it's even... the win is even closer. They also stop smoking. Like, if you do such a smoke command play, you really need to keep the smoke going without any interruptions. They were kind of lucky that we didn't get to spot them here, while the smoke was interrupted for a short time, but could have gone pretty badly. My Apache here, by the way, also vetted up from all the kills it was getting. M1A1 here now pretty low, so I retreated. One Bradley and one A1. A1 should be enough. Notice Bradley also out of Totu, so actually need to retreat that as well to rearm it. Focus the T80PV because it was already low, getting constantly interrupted by the smoke there. But I also get the kill. BMP3 coming in. I am already retreating though, so bye bye. Left hand side, you can see a big advance coming in. And my H8 died. Can't remember to what. I think it was a sideshot from a T62 or something. I think I might have missed it. I think it was an LGB that I shot down on its way back. And yeah, but you can see even with that, like there's still a Bradley here, there's a Mephisto, bunch of infantry in the forest line, M1A1 HA, so they are most likely not gonna get in. And there's still a Bradley in like reserve here, and 2 more infantry squads that I can reroute to the zone. And Stahl also has an infantry and an AMX 30B here, so they're in a very bad position. Right hand push has completely failed. The command was also killed off now. Apache's back in action. With the command upward, it's VET3 with 86% accuracy on the Hellfires, which probably will come down to like a 50-50 or something. Yeah, now one MiG-29 coming in to strafe it. Actually gets a lot of damage, I think, because of one of the heat-seeking missiles actually hit it. But yeah, 2 Roland 3s, Chaparral, 2 Chaparrals actually, and an F-15. It's not a good time for a MiG-29. They do get a command in though, so they at least, they don't even stop the tick, really, they just slow it down. But yeah, well, 2 minutes left, and they would now need to still either capture one of those zones or neutralize both of them. So a hard thing to do for them, unfortunately. Let's see whether they will be able to pull off the miracle. Though, I mean, at this point, we all know that it is pretty unlikely. Yeah, I think that I also missed that one Gazelle Hot 2 got also a kill on the T80BV fairly early on by side-shotting it. That was also fun. Yeah, now I know that there's a command back here, and also spotted it for a short amount of time. I knew that it's a T62, so perfect target for the cluster.
Target neutralized.
Also sending in more infantry to the left-hand side, and yeah, there's absolutely no way for them to push in on the right.
Get down.
Once the command on the left-hand side is dead, and yeah, it is, we will be at a +4 again, and then the victory will be ours shortly.
Another one bites the dust.
SU-17 coming in. Yeah, that didn't go anywhere. I also ran out of supplies for the Apache and my tanks. I mean, I still have supply in the deck, they just needed to get to the front line in time, and now we are on the final countdown to victory. So that was nice, a nice palate cleanser after the first game that, even though it was expected, it was still obviously painful. You can see getting pretty good kills. I mean here, no, Titi was the guy that's like low rank, because he only has like 3 rank games. You can see still a lot of multiplayer games and a good victory ratio, so definitely that was not a bad player. And rank 144, so you know, nothing to scoff at. Not like we comp stomped some noobs or anything. Though Titi really struggling here, you can see. Yeah, the players that you'd like need to get a BMP3 like Doom stack and then use them in the open, and he was kind of using them too aggressively. I think that was the mistake he did. The high HP infantry of 56 should have been moving forward, and then behind them the BMP3 should have just been like the ATGM fire support. But yeah, as I said, that's the issue if you don't take the airport sectors. Pushing in afterwards is very hard. Stahlbrecher and me performed fairly equally. I think that was most games. Other than I think the last game, there I had pretty massive kill list actually. And yeah, let's look at the kill list here. Yeah, the F-15 here getting an LGB was good, but this was towards the end, so we were already winning at this point. M1A1 HE, not a really impressive kill list. This M1A1 performing okay. You can see the CEVs got a few kills actually, even though most of the time they won't get you a lot of kills, they will mostly just support, which is also fine, just because of the damage and the stun they do. And then we can see here the amazing ATGM Apache that got a shit ton of kills. See 1, 2 BMP3s, T80 command, and then a shit ton of BTR-80s and two of them with the motor Strelky is still inside. So very, very good on the right-hand side. Completely shut him down. I think in this case, it's almost worth it to sacrifice your Strela 10M3s that you get with 27 wide. Yeah, get two of them, then just right-click the Apache, and just be on the lookout to instantly retreat him again if the Apache retreats. And push them forward together with your whole tank blob. Like, don't push them in alone, because then obviously the Apache and all the other supporting assets around it that we had, in this case like the M1A1s and ATGMs, will kill it. But if you do it together with some tank blob, or also just with a BTR push, the Apache might just fuck up its targeting. Then this M1A1 was also the one on the right-hand side. I'm pretty sure you can see also sniping off Motor Strelky in commands, and then the TADBV and the BMP3. And yeah, this one killing a TADBV and a Conqueror Salmon infantry squad, definitely good enough. Cluster MLRS in the end paid itself off, I'm pretty sure. Also even more than paid itself off, just that, you know, 2 or 3 barrages were really, they looked so good. The targets were so juicy, and then they just fucked up. That made me sad. And yeah, this Bradley here getting a TADBV, also very good, and a BMP3 and a Strela 10M. Not a Strela 10M3, but Strela 10Ms are also dangerous, especially now if you get 7 per card there. The card is just so, it's such a brain dead take, honestly, at this point. And yeah, MiG-24Ks in the beginning were a cool start. And MiG-23s definitely were annoying to deal with, because we didn't have our AA net up early on. But other than that, yeah, cluster mortars also annoying. Nothing really stuck out that much. This did, other than this BMP2D here getting an M1A1 and an M2 Bradley with the infantry still inside. Yeah, this LGB here got a Bradley and an M1A1 HA. Painful. You know, HA lost to the LGB and to the cluster mortar. Oof. And to the Akaze, actually. Yikes. You have to remember, obviously, in a 2v2, this kill list doesn't tell the whole story, you know, because it's like 4 players. And this shows like kind of only my perspective. I can take a quick look at like the whole kill list, but it would take too long to discuss. But basically, I mean, you can see from the kills and losses, Stahl definitely also did his job, so shout out to him. In general, the tournament was pretty cool. We lost the first and the third game, and won the other ones. We finished 10th place, so, you know, totally fine. There were a bunch of people that also trained more than us, and others in general better than us. Also, I like haven't done any surveys, but it really just like looking through the replay channel of the Swiss tournament, almost every game was won by Pact. To be fair, like also in a Pact versus Pact game, obviously Pact will win, but also if it was Pact versus NATO, Pact almost always won. So if you go in a 2v2 tournament, yeah, maybe Pact is a better choice, though I don't know, because Nortec might have already dropped by the point that I release this video, or might be soon to drop, so God knows what will happen there. But yeah, for now, Pact was definitely ruling supreme in those games. And yeah, the other games weren't like particularly interesting, so I don't think I will upload them, also because just Nortec is going to release. So I still have 1 or 2 games that I might upload from this patch. One with 82nd and one with 11E, but let's see whether I will just straight switch to the Nortec divisions, you know, for the sweet content grind, to get viewers into the channel. No, I'm just kidding. Not like I care about that. I do whatever I want. And if I don't want to do videos for a month, I don't do videos for a month. So anyway, rambling again in the end. Hope you liked it. To have something completely different again on this channel. And I hope to see you in the next one, which will most likely be something you're already used to. So until then, bye bye.